The national identification number date of birth issues have gotten worse in recent times. Many people have the correct date of birth on their NIN and wrong date of birth on their BVN, but when they go to the bank, they are asked to correct their NIN date of birth. Many Nigerians in UK, India, US, and throughout Diaspora encounter a lot of problems when trying to change their NIN date of birth online, ranging from high fees to payment errors, single payment option, to mention but a few. Many people get confused when they try to get their birth attestation certificate because the date of birth on their NIN is not the same as the date of birth they want to fill in the birth attestation certificate online. Some who use Opay are worried about how to change their date of birth. There is so many issues. All these issues and so many others is what I have taken time to gather everlasting solutions for. So please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to this channel. Even give a super thanks. Now let's dive into the main tutorial. Most of these questions that keeps occurring is, now if I try to log in the NPC website where I'll get my birth attestation certificate, if I input down my NIN number, would they not use it to see that there is actually a wrong date of birth in my NIN database? Now the essence of going for birth attestation certificate in the first place is because you want to correct your NIN date of birth. So when you log in and it's time to enter your NIN, simply input your NIN. Those details will pop up. You will now have to fill in your correct date of birth, you get, because your date of birth could pop up when you fill in your NIN number and click on next. That date of birth that pop up, it's something that you can edit, and you editing it there doesn't mean that you have edited it in the NIN database. It means you are printing the correct NPC certificate, which is your birth attestation certificate. So you just have to input your correct details on the NPC website for your birth attestation certificate, and now you log into the NIMC self-service portal and use the NPC certificate to correct your date of birth using the format that I've shown you earlier. You can check this video description to watch that. Another issue regarding date of birth that I want to sort out is the issue of wanting to correct date of birth in visa. The fact here is you cannot correct anything in Nigeria now, any detail at all, whether it is your name, your phone number, your date of birth, or your address. If it is not the same that is in your NIN, so whatever you are filling anywhere you fill your date of birth, make sure you are filling the date of birth on your NIN, because the date of birth on the NIN is the most valid means of actually proving that yes, this is you. But now if your date of birth on your NIN is wrong, you now get the NPC certificate to use it as a backup document to correct your NIN date of birth. When the NIN date of birth is now correct, you can now use it for other things. And now another question that I got is my NIN date of birth is correct, but my BVN date of birth is not correct, and now they asked me to go and get my correct my NIN date of birth when I went to the bank. Now the bank will only tell you that because they believe the correct date of birth is the one in your BVN. You actually got your BVN before you went for your NIN, so you probably used the wrong, mistook the date of birth that you used. So in order to fix this, you tell whoever is telling you that the correct date of birth here is the one in your NIN. Rather, they will now ask you to change the one in your BVN, and they are the one in position to change that. They will only ask you now to go and swear affidavit that this name on your BVN is a mistake or stuff like that. What you need now to correct your date of birth on your BVN is not going to change your NIN date of birth that is correct. You simply have to get an affidavit to prove that the name you have on your BVN is actually wrong, while the name on your NIN is the correct one. So they will now have to use that backup document to use your NIN detail for your BVN. Now, the next problem is about the people in diaspora especially. Meanwhile, I'll keep saying this, if you're in diaspora, some of those things you need not be waiting for just videos, because most of these videos will solve it if you have not encountered a particular serious issue. But if you have, contact me directly through my bio. Let's sort this out once and for all. Okay, now some of the question is, I want to change my NIN date of birth, and now on the website, the NIMC NIN self-service modification portal, what I see there is $20 something, and I cannot pay with my Nigerian card or pay with my card that I use in diaspora. Now the thing here is, if you are in diaspora, ordinarily when you input your phone number, what will pop up is the US dollar, because you can be in China and you want to pay us in naira, and you don't expect them to use the Chinese yuan instead. So what you simply do is to use the option they made available to you, unless you want to use the way of sorting it out here in Nigeria. So if you want to do that, fine, but aside that, you simply pay with dollar. Now, if you cannot pay with your card, there are different options with which you can make payment on the portal. So you don't have to choose card if you're not paying with cards. Choose other options for payments, and now make your payments, and those things are very smooth. And if you have succeeded in, it's not only problems you bring. Those of you that have succeeded, join those who are testifying or commenting, are dropping good comments, and drop good comments as well. These things are working, so I hope and wish you success as you try to update those things. So meanwhile, it is important to note that you don't start changing your NIN when you urgently need it for something important. Before, it took about 3 weeks to 1 month for your NIN details you changed to sync to the NIN database. But my last subscriber that spoke with me said it took her just 3 days to get it synced. In case you want to change your NIN date of birth by yourself online, the documents you need is valid court affidavit, government issued legal identification. In case you have not subscribed to this channel, click subscribe and turn on the notification bell now to make sure you receive fresh updates from me. Meanwhile, for those facing serious issues regarding NIN, ID card, CAC, NPC, and the rest of that, Nigerians, especially for Nigerians in diaspora with serious challenge about NIN modification, you can chat me directly to sort this out one-on-one. I hope this helps. Share this video to help other Nigerians as well.